If you've hit a wall in your business growth, it may have more to do with your nervous system than your business systems. Your nervous system is determining your decisions, and your decisions determine how much money you're going to make. Once I understood how your nervous system operates and how to set it up for business success, I made over $1 million in 2 years. And now I teach others how to close 2K, 4K, 7K, 20K sales. I'm not going to tell you to do deep breathing, focus meditation, journaling, or anything like that. I'm going to bring you through a process that will allow you to gain control over your nervous system and in turn control over your life so you can earn more money. Let's get into it. Firstly, we need to ask ourselves a question. What is the nervous system? This is where most people get confused. The nervous system isn't one system. It's actually a combination of many other systems that send biochemical and electrical signals throughout your body, and they determine how you perceive the world, the decisions you make, and the actions you take. Today, we're going to fix what's known as the autonomic nervous system. Why is it called autonomic? It basically means that these systems happen automatically. We don't think about them or choose how they function. The three parts of the autonomic nervous system are the sympathetic nervous system, which is your fight or flight response, the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest response, and the enteric nervous system, which is known as the second brain. Once we get these systems under control, you'll be able to see clearly, be inspired, and take the next steps in your business growth. I'm going to introduce you to something your body is doing without you knowing, and it's sabotaging your evolution. I call it the Survival Cascade. Now, most people have an overactive sympathetic nervous system. This is your fight or flight response. Your sympathetic nervous system is overblown because you're in a constant state of survival. You don't know where the next client is coming from. You don't know if the whole business is going to crash, or you're like me and didn't grow up with money, so you constantly think you don't have enough and that you're going to lose everything. You're thinking about a lack of money, but your brain thinks a tiger is chasing you. So you go into fight or flight mode. And a very old part of your brain called the amygdala is working overtime. It's responsible for avoiding predators and seeking prey, avoiding fear, seeking fantasy, avoiding pain, seeking pleasure. You get the idea. It's your animal brain and it's going wild, no pun intended. The fact that your amygdala is overactive creates a whole cascade of problems in your body. Firstly, you activate something called the HPA axis, and without getting too technical, this basically ends up increasing the levels of cortisol and adrenaline in your body. These are stress hormones, so you're always stressed every single day, and stress is necessary in life, but there's a difference between stress and eustress. Eustress is the kind of stress that you welcome because it's aligned with your goals. Regular stress just makes you age and get agitated. You also get something called glutamate running through your body. Glutamate is known as an exciter. It makes you more alert and focused. It assists your memory, particularly emotional memory. But if glutamate is overstimulated for too long, which is probably happening in you, it can actually damage your memory, increase your anxiety levels, give you insomnia, and more emotional volatility. Your amygdala is also messing with your dopamine, which is the neurotransmitter responsible for motivation, reward, and novelty. If you think a tiger is chasing you, then you're not concerned about long-term goals. You need to get out of there now. So when we translate that to your business, you need money now. And you can't think ahead to devise a plan that would actually work to make you get more money. Your brain literally can't comprehend it because you're busy trying to survive. Now remember, dopamine is also interested in novelty. So what do you end up doing? You search YouTube every day for the new hack to make more money, the new way to manifest $1 million and meditate your way into winning the lottery, the newest way to get rich off of a meme coin. You bounce from thing to thing, strategy to strategy, because you can't stick with something long enough for it to work. And it's all because your nervous system is creating a potion that is destroying your chances of succeeding. And it's not even over. Yes, there's more damage your nervous system is doing. When your amygdala is constantly firing off, it also downregulates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest response. If a tiger is chasing you, do you think you're going to be concerned with digesting food and getting all the nutrients you need? No. This is why when you're in a survival state for so long, you can either lose a bunch of weight or gain a bunch of weight. Your body cannot absorb food properly. You may have stomach problems like I did for a very long time. Your serotonin also gets downregulated because you're stressed. 90% of your serotonin is produced in the enteric nervous system. The enteric nervous system is known as your second brain, and it's basically your gut. If your gut is messed up because you need short-term rewards, because your dopamine is screwed and you can't digest things properly, you're in a stress state, your serotonin is going to get messed up. Serotonin is very important. It affects your mood, it affects your cognition. So you'll literally be more irritable, you can get depressed, you won't be able to rest, you'll literally be less smart. Finally, the blood flow to your prefrontal cortex gets downregulated. Now, the prefrontal cortex is the logical part of the mind that helps you strategize, plan, think objectively to get what you want. And it also helps you out in social interaction. And you can only get paid from other people's money. If you can't have social interactions and you don't know how to speak to people because you're in survival mode and your nervous system is attacking you, it's going to be a lot harder to speak to people and get paid from them. So that's the survival cascade. Basically, your entire body is running a self-sabotage program on you. And it's amazing you made it this far despite your own body's efforts to destroy you. And if you don't fix this problem, you are never going to break the income ceilings that you have. You'll keep carrying out the same patterns because your body literally won't let you do anything else. So, how do we move from survival mode to thrival mode? Firstly, you need to understand that we live in 3 planes of existence: spiritual, mental, and physical. Yes, I'm about to get a little woo-woo with you. Each plane affects the other. If you aren't mentally well, it will affect your physical body, and that in turn affects your spirit. You can't show up with as much energy and magnetism, which is necessary to succeed in life and business. You won't be able to live in your values, and living in your values is actually very important when it comes to taking back control over your nervous system. Your values allow you to develop a purpose, mission, and vision for your life. When you live based on your values, you automatically start to fix your nervous system. So if you don't know your values, you can get my Value Finder tool. Link is in the description below for that. Now, let's do something incredibly practical when it comes to fixing your nervous system. This is something that affects the physical realm directly. What you're going to do is fix your gut health. Listen, I used to be sick. I couldn't put on weight. I had terrible sleep. I had stomach problems every day. I felt weak every day. I was moving through life in a haze. It also didn't help that I worked in the music industry and I was drinking alcohol all the time, every session. Surprisingly enough, once I started fixing my gut health, I could somehow think clearer, remember things better, work more efficiently, put on weight, and of course, earn more money. Your gut is your second brain. It helps calm down the fear of the amygdala that's putting you into survival mode. At first, I fixed my gut health purely with diet changes, but some of the food I needed became hard to source within my current lifestyle, so I had to supplement some things. Now I just eat healthy food, and you already know what that is. Don't act like you don't know what healthy food is. Eat whole foods, stay away from the sugar, stay away from the processed food, stay away from the fast food. You know what it means to eat healthy. And I also take some supplements. I take L-glutamine in the morning, zinc with my first meal, a probiotic with my protein shake, and magnesium glycinate before bed. Now my gut health is great, and my life is way better. And the crazy thing about gut health is that you likely have problems and you have no idea. So go on a gut healing protocol and see how you feel after 2 weeks. I guarantee you're going to feel better. You're going to be smarter. You're going to be sharper. You're going to get more ideas. You're going to see new opportunities. You're going to see the things that you're doing wrong, fix them. You're going to see things that you can do right and make them happen. Now, healing your gut is something you can do in the physical realm. But what about the mental realm? This brings us to one of the most important parts of fixing your nervous system, balancing your perceptions. Remember how I told you the amygdala is polarized? It sees things in black and white, good and bad, fear and fantasy. But these are simply perceptions, and these perceptions are not true. There are events from your past that you have decided are bad things. There are also events from your past that you have decided are good things. The truth is that the event was neither good nor bad. It was neutral. And then you created a story around it. For example, I have a client who was in a long-term relationship, and over time he realized he wasn't the greatest fit with this girl, and they ended up breaking up, and it sucked. He saw it as a bad thing. It wasn't a good time. He was torn up about it. So we get on a call to figure out the next steps after this painful event so he doesn't get thrown off track. We went through what I call a charge clearing process based on the DiMartini method, and he realized all the benefits he got from being in that particular relationship. He learned more about what he actually wants in a partner. He discovered how well he can handle difficult conversations. He saw that he didn't need to always be the one to solve other people's problems. Then we started to see all the drawbacks that would have happened if he was never in the relationship. And we go through a process, and ultimately, once you've gone through a charge clearing process, you become grateful for the situation. Now, here's the fascinating thing. After balancing his perceptions and becoming grateful, in a very short period of time, he started to get more fit. He moved into a new condo with a nice view. He started closing more sales. He even bought himself a new BMW, all from clearing his perceptions, becoming grateful, and being able to see clearly where he wanted to go. And when you're actually grateful, your nervous system changes. This is what gratitude journaling is trying to get you to do. But most gratitude journaling is missing a crucial component. It's not based on gratitude. It's based on a one-sided fantasy. You're grateful for health and that you have money and that your spouse is hot. But true gratitude is appreciating the negative and the positive aspects of an event, a person, a job, anything. The nervous system is not one-sided. It is a balancing mechanism. When your perceptions get balanced, your nervous system gets balanced, your dopamine gets corrected, and you can set long-term goals. Your parasympathetic nervous system comes back online, and you can regulate your emotions better and actually be in a relaxed enough state to think. Your memory gets better, and the prefrontal cortex comes online. Now you can strategize, you can plan, you can think and be objective about leveling up your business. You'll actually start to notice opportunities that you didn't see before because you'll develop an attention bias towards things that can assist your goals. Your reticular activation system will change, and you will see things that you have not seen before that can help you. You're going to stop taking foolish gambles. You'll take incredibly calculated risks. The people who make massive amounts of money are using prefrontal cortex thinking. This is how you fix your nervous system. You fix your physical health, your gut, exercise, and fix your perceptions. And now that you know how to do that, you're ready to utilize the laws that govern the entire universe to help you earn more money. So check out this video to get the 3 planes of existence, spiritual, mental, and physical, on your side. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.